Bye, back to your Satang gang. Administrator. Saturday, March 1st, 2025, 23:38 Western Indonesian Time. Mulak Tondi is the body. Ist Pelita Batak. In the Toba Batak tradition, or perhaps in all Batak people, if a Baru Parboruan family experiences a disaster, often the hula hula or Raja Ni Tutor pays special attention to the Boru/Parboruan who has been hit by the disaster by bringing Boras Si Pir Ni Tondi, with the hope of Mulak Tondi to Badan. Many people believe that the presence of parents/hula hula like that can restore the spirit of the family who has just been hit by the disaster. Reading news and online media entitled Joint Prayer to Care for the Nature of Tono Batak, Efres HKBP. Tono Batak is part of God's creation that must be cared for and protected is truly like Mulak Tondi tu Badan, or a free translation returning the soul and spirit to the body of the community who has been afflicted with years of prolonged suffering due to the pressure and oppression that has fallen on several families whose rights and ownership of inherited land and hereditary customary rights have been seized without mercy and compassion. As far as I know, there have probably been 4 or 5 Efreses as the supreme leader of the Huria Christian Batak Protestant, HKBP, congregation which has its head office in Taratung, North Tapanuli, and whose congregation originates from and mostly resides in the Lake Toba area. Only Efres Reverend Dr. Victor Tinambunan, who held a joint prayer for caring for the nature of Tono Batak in fighting against land grabbing and the ecological crisis. Efres HKBP Reverend Dr. Victor Tinambunan held a joint prayer for caring for Tono Batak nature, at Wisma Raja Dud HKBP Resort Lambanjalu, Saturday, January 3, 2025, within the framework of Church and People Solidarity. Efres HKBP Reverend Dr. Victor Tinambunan, who also led the service, was attended by the Secretary General, SECOM, of the Communion of Churches in Indonesia, PGI, Reverend Darwin Darmawan, Secretary General of HKBP Reverend Riksun Hudahian, and high-ranking officials of the HKBP head office, district and resort. Also present were members of the DPDRI, Reverend Penrad Siagian, Commissioner of the National Human Rights Commission Sorlan Siagian, and pastors from church denominations in the Lake Toba area, Abdin Nababan, member of the Toba DPRD, Kandro Manurung, member of the Simalungun DPRD, and other social activists. In his statement at the press conference, Efres said that the purpose of the joint prayer was to refresh the Christian faith that this earth belongs to God and Tono Batak is part of God's creation that must be protected and cared for. This Batak land is God's creation and is loved by God. Therefore, everything must be truly in harmony with God's will and all who exist must respect this Batak land so that it remains sustainable, said Efres.